you ready for the ball? Did you get it?
You got it.
Happy Halloween! Hey, it's Adeline, and today we're going to make an automated candy dispenser for Halloween.
So let's go. A dead black widow, right where we're working today. Now this is our design from last year. We had a hand washing station. And then on the candy dispenser side, we had a feeder that dropped candy down into a cup, rolled around, and then down a chute to the kids. This year, we really want to top that design. Okay, first step is we have to design and develop a new delivery system to take the candy and put it down the chute. We're building a candy lift, kind of like a ski lift, actually exactly like a ski lift, but it's gonna carry candy instead of people. All right, now we need to put legs on this thing because this whole thing's upside down right now. Imagine it's hanging and we need to clear the ground.
Oh, look at it spin!
Here's our prototype, and it's pretty sturdy. Just to give you a visual, I tied the bucket to the tire. In reality, when we actually do this whole setup, there's gonna be a rope going around the tire, so it's gonna create a U shape. So the bucket won't actually be tied to the tire. So the bucket comes in, comes around, and then goes back up out to the candy dispenser. Hey, it's another day, and we made a trip over to Home Depot to refill on supplies, and we're gonna be building the other side of the candy lift. Ready? All right, so we've got the basic build for the other side, and it's looking good, except the tire's just a little bit different than the one we used over here. So I actually had to turn this T connector on its side and drill another hole to hold it in. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put two little extensions here, and then I'll have two supports in the middle instead of just the one I have on this one behind me. We gotta make this
well, we gotta get it high enough so it'll tip in there correctly. Pull it out closer.
Yeah, this is not working.
Right.
It'd be nice if you could take the wheel and whatever's on the end of it there, go up through the top and bolt it down so it's not going to come out.
Moment of truth?
Moment of truth.
Let's see what happens when the knot hits.
Yeah.
It's not doing
It
anything.
actually went around.
Yeah!
Keep going.
Can we try the bucket now?
Once we get that all the way around, we can.
Even the knot was stuck on that line.
All right, like always, our first design wasn't working properly, so we had to redesign.
Oh.
The knot going through, all right. Successful so far.
Get one full revolution.
Yep,
It's looking good, Dad.
that's looking great.
So we've got a real bucket on the line. Let's see if it actually does anything.
As if it was coming with a payload.
Well, I dropped the payload off by the high one.
Yeah. All right, we've got a new bucket. Much better. If you're gonna build one yourself, the angle of the lower tire has to directly point to the upper tire. If they don't point directly at each other, then the rope just keeps pulling off every time a knot or anything goes around the wheel. All right, take 4. Caleb, don't pull on it. That's how many times now? 4?
3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Improvement.
Yeah.
Oh, it broke. At least it came out.
That works.
It dumped. Yeah, and it didn't
If
come
it's,
off the
high,
line.
if it's high enough and it didn't slide sideways.
All right, let's say we're super generous and we're giving out huge candy bars.
That works.
That's pretty good.
All right, that works.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Woo! On this next part, you're just gonna have to bear with me a little bit. I have an idea of how it's gonna work, but I'm honestly making it up as I go along. Go on its own.
Here, look,
Okay.
I have a hammer. There's things are here.
We're gonna try to run this with water power, but right now, if I attach my drill to it, if it did it right, it should align with the. Oops.
It's pretty sturdy.
We need something on this side to hold it, so I'm gonna build a little frame. I was able to get one of my son's Lego tires and fit the bolt like right in here, and we can glue it if we need to, even with some hot glue. And then it screws right on the tire. PVC goes over it like that, and then it'll be pretty secure.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team.
By using a little hot glue around the edge, just to make sure everything stays fastened. Let's see what happens when we go fast. Hey Caleb,
What?
how'd you get your boo-boos?
I saw down on a driveway.
Yeah, ouch. Did it hurt? We cut it down, we brought it back just a little bit, so let's see how that works. See?
Yeah.
Right now everything's working, which is awesome, but these cups right here are moving so fast and carrying so much water with them that they're spraying all this water out, and it's just spraying everywhere. To try to solve that, we're gonna try to put little fins, like little paddles, onto the tire. The last task for tonight is we're gonna add the little bar in here, so I just cut it and it's ready to go. We just have to figure out what the right height is.
Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, buddy. Yeah.
Okay, that works.
And then
Caleb,
you
I
go
like your
down
shirt.
and you go down.
Luke up, don't reach in. Oh, you gotta let it fall.
A ton of water was escaping the tub, so we built a shield with a wick on it. The line keeps the water in one space, just going down into the tank.
We've arrived at the next stage, and we're gonna be building a conveyor belt. So I've got a bunch of pieces from Home Depot, and we're gonna try to put them together. This is another situation that kind of engineer as we go. I didn't have a drill bit large enough, so I had to bust the chisel and hammer out, and we ended up making holes that fit this piece here. This is my belt. This is just a big piece of rubber, and it's 12 inches wide, and the only shelf that I could find that this would slide over is also 12 inches wide. So the issue is that I need to put some spacers in.
We're doing the brute force method here. There's probably a more elegant way of doing it, but we don't have time for that.
While Dana's working on suturing the belt together, I'm gonna work on the motor a little bit, and I'm gonna link everything you see in this video down below in the description.
Hopefully it stays.
So I actually just used a bit that's meant for cutting through tile, making holes in tile. The reason I used that was because it actually fit perfectly. You can see the motor is going to attach right here, and this thing spins freely, which is cool. And then through the other side, we'll have a support for this, and this just slides in there, so the whole thing works like that. Should spin the whole belt. Woo, we made it. All right, so what I did is I just slipped the belt on. I don't have any of the bars in at this point, so there's a lot of slack. And then I put the spacers in, measured, and then I put my 5 screws in on this side. So now the belt's locked in place. And the next move is gonna be at our parts to the end, our rollers. Feed this pipe through here, and then feed it through there, and voila! So we got enough width because we put the bolts in here, which gave little spacers. We've got enough tension to measure just far enough out, and I think we're good to go. All right, I'm running out of daylight here. Just need to hook up the electric now and see how it works. Let's see, got a Twix bar. Oh, nice. There it goes. That is awesome. Today we spent some time redoing the configuration of the treadmill. We just decided that the angle was just a little too steep. So what we did is we brought the chute down about 14 inches. We're trying it out for the first time. Ready? All right, we're trying to dial in the conveyor. So one thing we noticed is that I had a piece of this from last year and it's just got a little bit more grip, but because it grips better here, we're noticing that it's actually slipping inside here. So I'm gonna just do some glue real quick. Push that in and this thing is not gonna move. The only issue we're still having is the candy is slipping back down because the surface is just too slippery. Dana came up with the idea of using some tape to create like a little bit of a lip and a little bit more friction on the belt. I'm just taking a colonial maple stain and kind of going over the PVC just so it's not stark white. When this dries, I'm hoping that it'll kind of give the effect of like a kind of a dried blood look. All right, we are on the final night and I think we're ready to get everything running. We added a few things. We have a funnel at the end of the conveyor belt to direct the candy into the chute. And we've added just a little bit more stain. I did a weathered oak, which kind of gives it this kind of rustic feel. And then we added some lights and let's try it out. Alexa, turn on the Halloween candy machine.